I think we'll go ahead and get started. There are some people perhaps in the other meeting, but we've been over 3 times to try to get them back. So I'm not sure what else we can do at this point. Also sometimes if you just meetings, it leaves your avatar in there or something. So we'll go ahead and get started. Call this meeting to order. So let me begin by sharing my screen here. Oops. And let's see. So I'm sorry, opening up the agenda. So everyone should have gotten this agenda. I sent this morning. I sent a second revision, which mostly just reorder some of this. So if you haven't seen the second edition this morning, you'll go ahead and log on and get it. And I just want to let you know that we're streaming this. Thanks, Randy, for setting up, becoming the YouTube master and figuring out how to do this. So, so we're streaming this live, and it will be available afterwards from this link if you just want to go back and watch it again. So since we have a quorum, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. And I would like to first vote to approve the meeting minutes. The minutes have been added to the link that I have here at lower, but it was meant for the voting items. So you can log into this drive. I've placed everything in there in one location for ease of access, but I'm going to open it up on the screen too as well here, and we can scroll through it. This is the meeting. This is the meeting minutes from the last meeting, which was April 27th, with its continuation on May 4th. And I'll scroll through, and please stop me if you want, if I'm going too fast, or if you want to see something specific. Although, so sorry about that. There we go. This is the continuation of that meeting at this point.
I think Neil Katz has his hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't see it when I'm sharing the screen. Yes, I'm sorry, Neil. Was there a question?
It seems like Connie can't see your screen.
Oh, really? Can everybody else?
And there's some people who aren't able to sign in on the sign-in form.
My screen flashing like crazy, and I don't see your script on it at all. All I see is green.
But most other people can see it. Is that right?
What's your browser?
I have a Mac. I have a Mac.
I believe there's some sort of bug with the new Mac OS that gives off funky colors.
Okay.
Are you on Safari?
I can't see anything that's on the screen that Philip is referring to.
Okay, so I'm going to, give me 1 second. I'm going to,
I think most of us can see, so I wonder, Connie, if you could follow the links in the agenda so that you can see the same documents.
Yeah, yes. I'll have to do that because I'll just, because it's really annoying, but I'll put it so I could hear.
I'm really sorry.
It's okay, not your fault.
I'm sorry, Neil, you have your hand raised. Is there a question about the agenda, about the minutes? Where is it? I don't see anything in the chat either. Maybe it's just a random hand up. All right, I'm going to stop sharing, and if we can take a vote. Whoops. So we should be back to normal at this point. If we can take a vote on the I see the chat from Neil. Neil, we couldn't hear you. There's no vote total. Which, I'm not sure which one you're referring to.
Item 7.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So, and Randy, you sent me that information. So the second one did not pass. Right, it did not pass. And so we will adjust the minutes, we'll update the minutes with that information that just came in. Are there any other questions on the minutes from the last meeting? Yes, Neil, it will be clear in the minutes that it did not pass. Okay, so if we could vote on the minutes, and you can do that back in Teams. In fact, let me. Is the meeting minutes?
We don't have a separate ballot for the minutes.
And where do those? Where are they in?
We don't have a ballot for minutes.
Oh, we don't. Okay. Do you think we can make one before the end of the?
Yeah, I can. I'll make one. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're up next. So, anyways, maybe we can do it right afterwards.
Yeah, maybe after selecting the secretary. Yeah.
Okay.
Or select.
So,
yeah.
All right. So we will make a ballot to vote on the minutes in just a moment. So I'd like to, while we're doing this, and this will give some people time to read the minutes if they want to. Neil. Okay. So Neil had mentioned that it's a procedural matter. No ballot is needed. Does everyone agree with that, or does anyone disagree? If so, we can do this by hands. Thank you, Neil, very much. So all those in favor, raise your hand with your icon or with your hand or whatnot. As amended, yes, absolutely. It's going to be as amended with the votes. All those opposed to the minutes, please raise your hand or say something. And any abstention?
I'm sorry, I cannot. I agree. I cannot. I don't know. My screen is frozen. So yes, I raise my hand as a yes.
Okay. Mostly, I'm looking if there were any opposed, because usually this goes pretty straightforward. And any abstentions?
Philip, if we were not members last year for when the meeting took place, do we abstain from the vote, or do we still move forward with the vote?
Philip, I raise my hand, but I cannot click it on the screen.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. If you were not a new member, you can abstain.
So I'm abstain then because I was not a member last year.
We have 2. Okay. So I'm assuming, I hope, we have 2 abstentions. 3 abstentions that we pass these minutes. And I do want to point out and just make sure everyone is aware that those are going to be amended as per the vote totals. Okay, you can all lower your hands, I suppose, at this point. The second item on my agenda here is I would like to ask if anybody is interested in being the secretary for College Council. There's no secretary at this point, and so if there's anyone that's interested, if you could speak up. I don't know if the hands would be very useful. It's good service, I suppose. You get to learn how it all works. And it's basically just taking notes during this meeting.
Hi, Philip.
Yes.
Hi, this is David Lee, and I volunteer to do it.
Oh, great. Awesome. Is there anyone willing to challenge David for this coveted position?
I'm willing to second him.
Wait, that's a second. You sure you don't want to go for it?
I'm absolutely sure.
Battle of the Davids, right? Okay. All right. seconded, I guess. I don't think we need a vote or anything like that if there are no other challengers to this. So by acclamation, David Lee is the new Secretary of College Council. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Okay, so now on to the continuing on the agenda. Now we're going to present the items from the standing committees. We only have two committees that are presenting at this point in time because it's the beginning of the semester, of course. The first, we're going to have the Legislative Committee present 3 resolutions to begin the academic year. So I'll turn this over to Professor Koka to present this. Oh, you're muted. I'm sorry. Just.
Okay, sorry about that. So as Legislative Committee, we are proposing 3 proposals regarding meeting, nomination, election, and voting procedures. These proposals are almost identical to what we proposed last year, and we applied. These procedures were applied successfully in the last academic year, so we are planning to continue this academic year, of course, with some time constraints. So as long as the governor's executive order relaxes in-person meeting requirements, and until during the period in which in-person polling cannot occur, so these proposals will be applied. So I'd like to emphasize that these procedures have been tested in the past academic year. So we are planning to continue this semester and maybe also this year, as long as meetings cannot be held in person. Okay, are there any questions?
And all of these are located in the link that is in the agenda in the folder, so you can see all of them on your own screen if you want. Are there any questions from anyone? Perhaps you should show everyone where to vote just to make sure.
Oh, yes. So just give me a second. In the Microsoft Teams, on the top part, on the top tab of the room, you'll see next to files, you'll see some links, sign-in form, which you already signed in, and then you have vote for curriculum proposals and vote for legislative proposals. So please choose vote for legislative proposals. And if this window doesn't open, you need to, if a Microsoft login window opens, then you need to log in with your CUNY login. And then this will pop up. So the link is open now, and you can start voting.
Jenner, it sounds like some people are not able to sign in and vote.
Okay,
I mean, I'm basing this on the chat.
So there may be some, I mean, in general, it should work for anybody. There could be some technical issues. I think if you have problems with logging in, you may want to open this link, which I'm going to post.
Yeah, if you send the link.
Okay. I'm sending it on the chat. You may want to open this link in another browser or in incognito mode on your browser, it should work. I mean, everybody has access to it.
Unless you're a non-voting member.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's giving me a prompt to log in just without giving me the organizational login. Like I'm not getting the CUNY prompt. I was able to log into the meeting, but I'm not able to log in to sign in or to vote.
Yeah, do you get a Microsoft window?
Yes.
Yeah, so you need to type in your CUNY login information there.
But I don't get the CUNY login window. I just get the Microsoft.
Still, you need to put that address in, and then it will let you. It will direct you to the CUNY login, and then you'll be able to.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Just do whatever it. I'm impressed that this is the most technically smooth team meeting so far.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see the ones you've been in.
Actually, if you get that Microsoft login, it's the default for all Microsoft services. So once you put your CUNY login info in there, it'll bring you to a single sign-on screen for CUNY login.
Okay, so I believe that that is all that is on the agenda for the Legislative Committee. Is that correct?
That's right, Philip.
3 resolutions, so please try to get your vote in on that. I know it's difficult sometimes to log in, but you can log in through a different browser. And we'll move on to, in the meantime, thank you very much. And we'll move on in the meantime to curriculum. So I'll turn the floor over to Anne-Marie.
Hello. Share my screen. Great. Can you see my screen, Philip?
Yes, I can. Sorry.
You can all hear me.
Yes.
So I'd just like to introduce myself quickly. Most of you seem to have been able to reach out and contact me through the College Council website, but I know that the contact information is listed in a lot of places. So I'm Anne-Marie Souder, and if you are looking to submit a proposal, there is my email address. And for potential proposers, you can look at the Open Lab website. You can see under curriculum proposals, and I have just created this slide because some people are looking for information about how to navigate to where the resources are. So if you go to the College Council website and go over to the menu on the left where it says curriculum proposals, you start there and you click on the drop-down menus and you can see current and past proposals and so forth. So that's just a little bit of information for you guys. We have 4 major proposals today. They're all academic minors. And let me dive into them. So the first one is an academic minor in Spanish language. All 4 of the minors that I'm presenting today have been approved by the College Council Curriculum Committee, and they are all based on existing coursework. There are no new courses included in them. Further, all of them have been submitted and approved according to the guidelines that were passed last March in College Council through the resolution for the criteria and process for proposing an academic minor. So all of the proposals follow those guidelines and were all approved at Curriculum Committee. Thank you to Professors Yuen Chen and Lubiala Truste and Tasha Rhodes from Registrar for reviewing these. The first one, academic minor in Spanish language, is a 12 to 18 credit academic minor using existing courses. This is to expand our minor offerings at City Tech. 9 out of 11 of the senior colleges at CUNY offer a minor in Spanish language. This minor is taught entirely in Spanish. And if you go through the proposal, you can see the different parts according to the approved process. But this minor gives students knowledge in speaking Spanish and in applied electives where they are also speaking Spanish in class. The reason it has a credit range is because students who come in with proficiency in Spanish will complete the intermediate courses. Students who come in at the entry level will also complete the elementary Spanish language. You can see in the course track further down what that looks like. So for heritage speakers, they would come in at the 2201 level and then proceed. And for entry level, students would start at 1101 and then proceed through the program that way. The proposal received support from peers throughout the college. The review subcommittee found no weaknesses. Strengths included completing and fulfilling general ed requirements, engaging well with different disciplines. This minor and the following minor have the advantage of creating a job skill set for multilingual and international situations, but also sort of elevating the study of Spanish language at City Tech, which is a Hispanic serving institution. So are there any questions on this proposal? I will take that as a no. I'm going to show you how the voting looks from my end, because I have an issue that it seems like some of you have a lot, and now I have my screen up. So if you're looking to sign in, don't vote until you've seen, or don't push submit until you've seen all the proposals. But up here where it says 3 more, I go to vote for curriculum proposals, and I get this error that I think a lot of you get. So if I click on technical details or not, it says if your site isn't loading correctly, click here. And that automatically takes me to, well, not automatic in this case, because I'm trying to show you. It will reroute me to the website where you can vote there. So I will present the next proposal, which is 2012 academic minors. This is also proposed by Professor David Sanchez Jimenez and is an academic minor in Hispanic Studies. This is a 12-credit academic minor, which is comprised entirely of existing courses. It includes a language component, and then it includes electives which are taught in English. So if you see the required courses, there are 6 credits of required language and 6 credits of electives, which include classes in music, history, and then there is an entry for any classes that come up in the future with the LATS designation will be automatically included. So this proposal also reflects the background demographics of our school and work as a Hispanic serving institution. Includes this is just the language sequence, and then the electives are taught separately. Includes support, and again, no weaknesses were highlighted by the by the subcommittee review. Does anybody have any questions about academic minor in Hispanic Studies?
There is one hand up you may not see.
I can't.
Can.
Hi, Anne-Marie. I just wanted to, hi, how are you? Thank you for presenting these for us. I just wanted to remind you that the name change for LATS 2501 that we noticed was not correct in the original proposal, wasn't what was part of the proposal that was actually voted on at curriculum, and we were told we had to suggest a friendly amendment of the LATS course title to reflect its new name, which is Latin Americans in U.S.
That's correct. So this is sort of a procedural question where after the proposal was approved, we were asked to update this title of this course, and so we would just like to have that noted when the faculty are voting on this proposal as a friendly amendment, which will be included in the final approved proposal.
Yeah, just to be clear that the new course title was already approved at council last year. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions on this academic minor? Great. I will move on to 2013. This is academic minor in Arabic language and cultural studies. This is a 12 to 15 credit academic minor in Arabic language and cultural studies, which is housed in the Department of Humanities, proposed by Professor Khalid Racheb, and includes rationale including from within CUNY, similar programs, and nationally. Ties to need for an interest in the student body. It includes required courses and elective courses, which are drawn from across different departments, and includes a language element. Was supported by faculty, and again in the final report from our review subcommittee, there were no weaknesses and many strengths, including broadening our student options for academic minors, which appear on their transcript. Does anyone have any questions on academic minor in Arabic language and cultural studies?
Well, I think it's an excellent proposal.
Wonderful. We thought so too. Okay. I will move on to our fourth and final, which is academic minor in environmental studies, proposed by Professor Sean McDonald from social science. This is an academic minor similar to the others in that it is comprised of existing courses. Perhaps the one key difference with this one, besides its purpose, which is to expose students to a range of environmental sustainability and other topics housed in the social science department. It includes a culminating project, which is students may elect and work with their advisor to take in the later portion of their studies. So there are 12 credits chosen from a range of different courses, from geography and economics, environmental sciences, energy, environmental philosophy, architecture. The academic minor was supported by colleagues throughout the college. There were no weaknesses found by the subcommittee, and many strengths, including connecting and integrating cross-disciplinary knowledge. So, does anyone have any questions on academic minor in environmental studies? Okay, then I encourage everyone now to go to the College Council page and vote. Am I still presenting, or is my screen off?
Wait, there's one hand up. Dion?
It's Dion.
Sorry.
I guess because I'm on the Diversity and Inclusion in the Curriculum and Education Committee, I wanted to say how thrilled I am to see these proposals. They're putting us at pace with other institutions, and I feel that they're excellent proposals, and I just wanted to congratulate the proposers on really advancing our institution in this way. I wanted to say something. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, thank you very much, Anne-Marie. And so that's the end of the curriculum committee. And the end of the standing committee presentations for this week or for this cycle, and I assume we'll have more coming in later on. So now I would like to move to item number 5, which are the other items that we have to vote on to begin the academic year. And the first I would like to do is items A, B, and C all together because they require a vote, and so there's a vote ballot that's located on the in the same place you found all the other ballots. Item A is to vote to hold OFSR elections to fill our open delegate at large positions. We have 4 3-year terms, and we have one single 1-year term for someone who had to there was a change. Someone was elected chair, so it was a different situation. So we have to vote on that. We have to vote on election for our USF delegate, and we have to vote for the Faculty Student Disciplinary Committee. And so here now we are just voting on if these elections are to take place. So if there's any questions about that, please let me know. And the or mention it now. I'm sorry. And the other and the link that was just put in the chat, other items ballot are those 3 other items. Go ahead and vote on that. I don't think I see any hands up at all. Okay, item D, 5D, is to announce, we don't need a vote because it's procedural, announce that OFSR will have an election for Personnel Appeals Committee as well. So I'm just letting this group know that will happen. And now we get to the part where we collect nominations and vote here. So we have 3 items on this list, election for 2 positions on the College Association Board, and 2 positions on the Auxiliary Enterprise Board as well. And then the election for the Appeals Committee for the resolution of student complaints about faculty in an academic setting. And actually, I'll have to be completely honest, I'm unaware about how many positions are on that committee. Does anyone that has been on this know? I hate to say that, but it's true. If nobody else knows, I don't feel quite so bad. Well, let's start while maybe somebody's looking this up. Let's start with item 5E, the election for 2 faculty positions on the College Association Board. Do we have any nominations, including self-nominations from this group?
This is Lou Bellatriste. I would like to nominate myself.
Okay, great.
Lou Bellatriste, I would like to nominate myself.
Okay, that sounds good. Actually, I'm going to do exactly what Randy used to do in start a list. Give me 1 second, please. I'm sorry. Let me share my screen here. So this will be this.
Philip, I would like to remind everybody to vote on this special elections items because we haven't reached the quorum yet. So
okay.
Please vote for the special election ballot. Thank you.
please vote for all of basically everything. We've had this. We've discussed everything that needs to be voted on tonight. So let me share my screen. And
Philip, when you get there, this is Melanie Villatoro. I would also like to nominate myself for the CAB.
oh, can you spell your last name? I'm sorry.
V as in Victor, ILLATORO.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Are there any other nominations? This is for the College Association Board.
Philip, could you just say what being on the College Association Board means, in case people are wondering whether to nominate themselves or not?
Yes. One second. So I have to look up what. We're talking about the College Association Board. So the College Association Board oversees the distribution of student activity fees. And the Auxiliary Enterprise Board oversees contracts relating to college services. Zoom in a bit on this. I don't know if everybody can see. Are there any other nominations or self-nominations?
Yeah, hi, Philip. This is John McCullough. I'll nominate myself for the College Association Board.
Okay, great. So can you spell your last name? Sorry.
MC capital C ULLOUGH.
Great.
Just so.
I knew I was having some trouble there for a second. Thank you very much. Any other nominations?
Question about how often the boards meet, please.
Philip, I can jump in here.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. The College Association Board will meet usually 2 or 3 times during the year. It depends on the amount of activity. The board is made up basically of a few administrators, faculty, and students. And the students basically have the opportunity to make proposals as to how their fee money is used during the course of the year. The Auxiliary Enterprise Board works a little differently, and that has a number of functions. The one that is foremost is any contracts that we enter into for food services, bookstore. These contracts have to be vetted, and they're not actually with the college, they're with that board. And that is a separate 501c board that's established on every campus and has to act on such activity. So.
Great, thank you very much.
Is anything further?
So I'm going to share my screen back again. Oops. Share my screen. Okay. So this is the. Are there any other nominations? Is there a motion to close?
So moved.
Seconded?
Aye.
Okay, so let's go. Do we have a nomination, or sorry, a form made up for this?
Yes, and I'll send it on the chat in just a minute.
Okay, so let's prepare the nominations for the Auxiliary Enterprise Board at the same time, because I assume they're in the same form, perhaps. So does anyone want to nominate someone or self-nominate for the Auxiliary Enterprise Board?
This is Susan DeVita. I'd like to self-nominate myself. Nominate myself.
Great. Thank you. That's one. We have one other opening. Make sure there's no chats. Any other nominations or self-nominations?
Philip?
Yes.
It's Robert Polchinski. I'll go on the AEB.
Okay, great. Thank you, Robert. Others? Is there a motion to close the nominations?
So moved.
Seconded? Somebody's got the second.
Second.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, great. So we'll close the nominations, and then these will be posted in the chat, I suppose. Oh, I'm sorry. We have one other. I apologize here. Another. Please. This is that one. Does anybody want to self-nominate or nominate someone for the Appeals Committee for the resolution of student complaints about faculty in an academic setting?
I nominate Jung Ju.
You here?
Yes, I'm here.
Aha, great. And do you accept the nomination?
Yeah, I accept it.
And I believe there's 2 openings on this board, is that correct? Three, sorry.
Phil, could you provide a little bit of context about frequency of meetings, or are those completely tied to cases and all that kind of thing, please?
Right? And I didn't quite hear what you had mentioned.
Oh, sorry, Philip. I was just wondering if you could say something about how frequently those appeals are heard. Is it sort of a couple of times a semester, or is it case by case, or how does it work exactly, please?
I personally cannot, because I have not served on this committee, so I don't have direct knowledge of this.
Basically, the committee's convened when there is a case to be heard.
Mm.
So it could be, with all due respect, never, or he could be busy.
Thank you. Very sorry, I have to withdraw the nomination for Professor Ju. He's not an associate professor yet. Sorry, Joe.
It's okay. Thank you for nominating me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are there any others? Or if we can have another election, people can think about it, we can have an election at the next time. We want to close the nominations then? Everybody seems up for it. I'll bring it up again at every meeting until,
Move to close with the condition that we come back with the appeals committee in the next meeting.
Right. Will do. Any others? Seconded?
Second.
Thank you very much. Okay, so that means that we will only have these two on the, the form is up right there on the chat. There you go. So go ahead and vote on the chat. I'm sorry.
On the chat, and I'm also going to put it up on the in just a second.
Great. Got back to normal here. I'm confused by all my windows open. Okay, so please vote for that so we can fill these positions. And I'm going to continue on with the agenda. So the first is a chair's report. Since it's the beginning, I don't have anything to report. I'm very excited to be doing this. Hopefully I don't make too many mistakes, but we'll see what happens. And I just want to mention that it's really important for us to have a quorum in our committees, that the committees are around. I'm also on the committee on committees. There are around 9 or 10 people each, and so we need to have usually around 6 people, and we've had situations where already no quorum, no meeting. In addition, I'd encourage people to volunteer to be officers, chair or secretary of the meetings too as well. We have one committee without a chair. So that's my, request from this group. Make sure you show up to your meetings. There's only 6 of them a year. It's not that many. And consider volunteering for an officer position. At that point, I can turn this over to the provost and then the president if they have a report. I didn't see Pam here. Is she here? She's not.
Hi, Philip, and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see you all. And I want to start off by actually thanking the college leadership and membership. Agreed, this meeting went really smoothly and was really productive. And I know a lot of work went on behind the scenes to make that happen. So thank you. So as many of you, I'm just going to give a couple of updates. As many of you who are teaching in-person classes know, we've been struggling with the challenges of the university launching yet another new system for entry onto campus, the Cleared 4. Probably one of the biggest challenges was that this is a web-based system and not everyone received the link. So behind the scenes, a lot of people have been working really hard to address these concerns and make entrance onto the campus smoother. CIS went ahead and arranged to have all the links reset. They also developed an in-house system so that security can look somebody up if they never got the link and see if they have a green pass and let them on to campus. We've been trying to send out lots of communications to keep everybody informed and have been, helping students on a case-by-case and faculty and staff. And I just want to say thank you for your patience, and I think we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it seems to be working a little better. Another reminder, all students are required to be vaccinated. There are still some students who are taking in-person and hybrid classes who have not yet submitted their vaccine information. It's critical that they do so. So please encourage your students, to take that step and do it. It'll keep everyone safer, and we don't want to have to, give anybody a WA. On a cheerier note, something to look out for in the coming days, Professor Josh Kupinski from Communication Design and students in the club Moving Pixels are going to be launching a monthly video newsletter. It's going to be talking about what activities are going on campus and also celebrating some of the accomplishments of the City Tech community. So keep an eye out for that. I think you're going to enjoy it. And it's just another example of the talents and creativity of the faculty and students. Faculty Commons is continuing to offer the Faculty Fridays with lots of professional development opportunities. And if you have a special talent you would like to share, or if you have a request for a topic for a workshop, please get in touch with the co-directors, Professor Shelley Smith or Marianne Beal. The Office of Sponsored Projects is also going to be holding 2 workshops on writing successful grants to get proposals rather to get PSC CUNY grants. These are great opportunities to get some seed funding for your research and scholarship, and I urge all of you to take advantage of it. You know, a lot of our students are struggling with online learning, and a lot of initiatives are underway to help support them. We're blessed to have gotten the Robin Hood grant, foundation grant. We just got another Title V grant, but there are things that we could do with existing systems. One, of course, is support from the faculty if you see your students struggling, but also a reminder about our early alert, early intervention system that will connect students that you report as having trouble with either the counseling center or tutoring. And we're also having peer mentors to also provide support to students. So, you know, we all have to pitch in and help everyone succeed under difficult circumstances. Another reminder of a City Tech tradition. Reverse transfer is when a student who is in a bachelor's degree applies for and earns an associate degree. So because of many of our 2+2 programs, we're set up really well for this. When you have met the degree requirements, however, you don't automatically get the degree. You have to apply for it. So we're going to be sending out lists of students who look like that they qualify. And, you know, we're asking the departments to urge those students to apply for reverse transfer. A source of pride is City Tech is #1 in reverse transfer graduates. We get about at least 700 every year because of the efforts of all of you. So thank you. And this concludes my updates. Does anybody have any questions, comments?
I had one question. Oh, great.
Yeah, thanks, Abigail.
Yeah, no problem. I assume you can still hear me. That
Yeah.
being said, awesome. My question has to do more with the inconsistencies in the CUNY First and the problems it's created with registration. A lot of classes were started out hybrid or in person that would quickly change to online. And the professors have moved quickly to accommodate off the record these students to make sure they knew that it was online and they would give as much help as possible. However, because the record hasn't necessarily been reflected in the system, these will count towards vaccination requirements and can be very problematic, throwing students even under the bus and affecting their grades. So what are we doing to resolve this is my greatest concern.
All right. Well, first of all, we certainly do not want to throw anybody under the bus. And if there are no more in-person meetings in a course that has been designated as hybrid, those students will not be assigned WAs. And we're in the process right now of collecting information on all of those sections. So I hope that addresses, you know, your concern. You know, we're aware of the situation and we're responding to it. And we're really just trying to help as many students as possible. Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, thank you, everyone. Philip, thanks.
Thank you. And now the President's report, President Hoxman.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Philip. First, let me start by thanking all of you for your efforts. You know, we're into the second year of this dynamic that we've been dealing with, and I realize it's taking a toll on everyone. And I want to commend those people who have been at the front lines here, particularly a lot of the people working with student services and areas where they had daily interactions with students who were trying to work themselves through all the hurdles that have been put in front of them. I have to say the university has changed position many times during the last several months on a number of policy matters. And every time they did that, of course, it just added to the uncertainty that everyone's dealing with. I hope it settles down a little bit now. The Clear 4 system seems to be front and center and will be the operative system going forward. So as everyone adjusts to that, I think that will be very helpful and remove at least one of the uncertainties. We are looking at a number of, very significant issues here. Let me start by just saying a few things about the budget. I released some preliminary numbers to the P&B. But our budgets have not yet, our financial plan for the year has not yet been approved by the university. And until that happens, I don't want to distribute something that is in flux. As a matter of fact, last night, the board committee met to discuss the budget and the proposal for next year. And I will just tell you, it was a lively meeting and a lot of concern around matters of finances in particular and enrollment. So if I can just encapsulate this a little bit for you, in the current year, the year we're in now, the current fiscal year, we should be able to generate a balanced budget as a result of the stimulus money that is available. And make no mistake about it, we will probably need somewhere in the neighborhood of $15 million this year to balance the budget. And that is really replacement for what would have been revenue from the students who are not with us, the fact that the enrollment is down. This is not a City Tech issue, it's across the system, and it's something that everybody's dealing with. But I'm hopeful that we will be able this year to take a deep breath and prepare an approach to restoring some of our enrollment and gaining some ground on that front. Next year, there's still a significant amount of stimulus available. And at this point, if nothing else changed, we might have to look at a $2 or $3 million deficit situation. I'm optimistic that we would be able to handle that. It's the third year out, and 2024 fiscal year where the stimulus has come to an end, and by one means or another, the university and the colleges would have to sustain themselves. That would have to happen by one of two means, and one is, of course, to regain some of our enrollment, and the other would be financial support from the state and the city. I am optimistic about our ability to retain and recover our student population, mainly because as we open up our labs and the students have the opportunity to return to those facilities, it will inspire them to actually enroll. And there's a lot of questions as to why students have not been returning to the classroom. And for those of you that follow these things, the university, the senior colleges are down about 4% this fall. The comprehensive colleges, including us, Medgar and Staten Island, we're down 8% as a group. It's down 10%, and the community colleges are down about 11%. Some of the colleges have lost a significant amount of their enrollment during the past 2 years. And one of the numbers I look at as we review the enrollments is the freshman populations. And to just give you an indication about the extent to which the enrollment has deflated here, Brooklyn College is down 28% in freshmen this fall. Medgar Evers is down 26% in freshmen. BMCC is down almost 32% in freshmen. Kingsborough was down 16%. We were down 11. Now, I'm not waving a flag here because we, weren't as experienced the same loss as the other colleges. But I focus on the freshmen for a moment, because if you don't have the freshmen, you're not going to have the sophomores, and they're not going to be juniors. So the pipeline sort of empties out a bit if you're not able to recover that population. So we're focused on this, and it's a serious issue across the university. We can all talk about, there are many reasons for this. Many students are not comfortable with online instruction. Many, because of the pandemic and situations they might have with finances and health, are not sure about their educational objectives, and so many have stopped out. And this is something that I think is a serious matter beyond just counting student enrollment. It's something that will require a better understanding as we roll through this. I'm optimistic in the spring semester, as we open more of our facilities, in particular the labs, that students will be inclined to return, and I'm hopeful that that will be the case. But this is a matter of clearly significant concern for us, because the college's again, revenue is primarily driven by the tuition and enrollment numbers. So this is something we're watching very, very closely. I do feel, again, that our program array, which is unique in the university, offers students many more options than they would have at other institutions. And so our potential for recovery in this matter is significant. One anecdote I would add, for the financial side of it, many students who are in the SEEK program, where their tuition is fully covered, and in the ASAP program, where their tuition is also fully covered, both those programs experienced a significant drop in enrollment. Not just here at City Tech, they were down about 15%, but across the system. So here are students who, on the surface, would not be faced with any particular financial burden, and there's still a significant reluctance for them to come to the college. So it just speaks to the complexity of this issue. And I feel that the some of the concern at the board level, obviously, is being focused on this loss and how best to prevent this from expanding further. Again, it's a national issue. SUNY is down. There was an announcement they're down over 18,000 students across the system, and they've lost a tremendous number of students in the past few years. So there are demographics involved, and we'll just take this one step at a time. But I wanted to just give a snapshot of that. Again, with regard to the budget, we will share our financial plan as soon as it's approved by the university. It will allow us to do a little bit of hiring, not a lot, but we've lost a number of people, as you know. For example, Gillian Chan, our college attorney, retired, and we have a search underway to fill that position. We also lost, unfortunately, our chief financial person, Angelo Pace, who was with us for a decade. And as you know, Wayne Robinson has stepped up to fill that position at the moment. And we are seeing a number of transitions here. We have a search underway for a grants officer and a number of faculty positions. And I'm hopeful that if our budget for this year is approved as we structured it, we would be able to do a small amount of hiring, not a lot. I don't want to raise expectations. But I think it's so important for us to continue to be able to fill vacancies as they occur. And, we're experiencing a number of people who are retiring. They likely would be retiring whether we had a pandemic or not, but this has obviously affected the planning that many people have. And I hope that, we're just able to refill those positions because it's important for us. We don't have the largest administration, probably one of the smaller ones, and as a result, these positions are critical to the operation of the college. I could go on for a while. I want to commend a number of people. We've had some program evaluations and reaccreditations that have occurred, and there's some very positive outcomes. ABET, which credits 10 of our technology programs. The departments involved did a great job, and in fact, all 10 programs were fully reaccredited, and that was quite an accomplishment. And we have similar results in dental hygiene and nursing, and people have been to task despite the limitations that have been upon us to maintain very active programs. And in particular, I also want to commend the clinical faculty who throughout all of this have maintained the clinical operation of their programs. If we didn't do that, those students would not qualify for their licensure. So this is something that our faculty in those areas are really committed to, and we continue to treat patients in the dental hygiene facility throughout the months where everything was shut down. And I again want to thank those faculty that extended themselves to make that possible, because there are a lot of people in the community we serve who have limited access to dental care, and our facility fills a major void in that regard. And so if we were to shut it down, it would not only impact our students, but it would impact the larger community as well. So I thank them all. I'll stop here. I'm sure if there are any questions, I'll try to answer them as best I can. So. Okay, Philip, I guess everybody goes back to work.
No questions. All right.
Before we say goodbye, I would like to say something. I received my associate degree in June 2020. And when I received my diploma, I noticed that the diploma says Mercedes Asnar, the degree of Associate in Applied Science, but it doesn't show the major. So I'm going to show it here. I don't know if you can see it. So like this could be like in what? Is it in paralegal studies, which is the program where I am? Is it in chemistry? Is it in nursing? So I'm going to graduate this coming June with my bachelor degree. And I started talking to friends of mine who are CUNY graduates, and it looks like none of their degrees showed their major. So I think that it is very important that our diploma shows the major in which we studied, because otherwise it's like anybody who sees this diploma is like, okay, what in what? You have an associate degree, you have a bachelor degree in what? So I would like to proceed to correct this. I have diplomas from 3 other higher institutions from around the world, 2 from Argentina and 1 from Cuba, and all of them specified the major in the diploma. So I would like some advice on how to proceed. I already sent an email just during this meeting to Anne-Marie Soder for advice, but since the provost and the president are here, I would like to hear from them.
Yeah. I would say it be a CUNY policy that just the degree and not the major is on the diplomas. But your major would be on your transcript, your official transcript. And anytime you indicate your degree on a resume, you indicate what your major is. I could bring it up with the EVC to possibly have that policy changed, but it's just a CUNY-wide policy of the way that they print the diplomas. And I think you've raised a really valid point.
Yeah, I would like very much for you to raise it to them because I think it's very important.
Yeah, it's come up before, and we've looked at it, and there's obviously it's a process. You'd be waiting a lot longer for your diploma, but I think that no one would take. It would be nice if they were on there. So it's a continuing discussion.
So is there right now anything in the process of changing this?
Not at the moment.
No. Okay, so I'm going to initialize it, and I understand that it will take longer than this coming June for my diploma, but this is not only for me. I'm a student representative. It's for all the students who come after me also. Thank you.
Any other good and welfare?
Actually, this is Dr. Sarkar. Could I ask a question or have a comment to President and the community?
Sure.
As we are hearing these dwindling student volumes, students have found, of course, there are reasons. They only know properly what they found, but as a teacher, I see that the quality of the instruction has to go up and up, and there is no limit. The safety limit is that we should keep going higher in quality, and that involves a concept that I want to just talk about. Why do you think that someone can get an associate degree from a senior college, probably preferable, and they prefer that compared to getting it from a community college? Is it the availability of bachelor's faculty? Is it the availability of the name recognition? Or all of the above? There are more projects available for research and other things at bachelor's level, which associate students can learn from. So now, dragging the concept further up, do you think that having a technology school, and technology is not available as much at associate and bachelor's level as it is at the master's and higher level, it is probably understandable that if we have master's faculty, PhD faculty right now, and master's students available to TA or being teaching assistant to the bachelor's and associate level, then students will learn faster and more. I mean, I have been to 5 universities and I learned a lot more from the TAs than from the faculty. TAs, as you know, that without them, the rad tech students, they are suffering from mathematics. They have done all the math courses, but they have not learned much at all. It is not the problem of the faculty or the course. It is that we need lots of TAs to flood the practicing knowledge like math and science and so on. Same thing goes anywhere in any discipline. So is it time to include and flood the system by all means, having some master's programs and master's faculty, including a lot of teaching assistants, will be paid to a smaller extent, and they'll be doing a lot of teaching, and students learn much better from their teaching assistants than from their faculty. Doesn't matter how many office hours we hold. I'll stop here if I made my point clear.
Okay. Well, okay, Professor Sakar, that's more than one question, more than one answer. I think, at some point, I think the college will be in a position to ask for a charter change and offer a master's degree. I don't see that happening in the near future, given, first of all, the dynamic that we're in with the pandemic. And it's not an easy thing to make that transition. We've been, as many of you know, over the years, it wasn't too long ago where we didn't even give a Bachelor of Science degree here. So we have been expanding that base.
Right.
College will do that going forward. And I'll leave it there. I think students learn from dedicated teachers, whether they're TAs or full professors. So I think we're fortunate we have a lot of good teachers here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There's a couple hands up, and I just want to mention before we continue on with the good and welfare that there's an open hearing that's scheduled on October 27th at 5 p.m. that will be sent out as an announcement in regards to the pass, no pass proposal. And because I know some people are going to head off to class and so forth, so I just wanted to make that announcement right now. And thank you for voting, and I will send out the voting results to everyone. I'll email them. Let's see, there's a couple hands up. Anne-Marie? Oh, I'm sorry, Anne-Marie.
Sure. Yeah, no, thank you for sharing the pass no credit, and thanks to Catherine Gregory for helping set up that date. I just wanted to bring your attention to CMCE Career Week, which is taking place the 18th to the 22nd, which may be of general interest to some of your students. There are 30 organizations participating, panels on different topics, including grad schools, and we've invited high school students so that they can see the path through City Tech to their bright, shiny futures, and hopefully get a sense of why enrolling is important. So I've shared the information in the chat. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Abigail?
Thank you. So I was going to mention was then it would probably be good as far as the degree major to bring that up before USS. And I would advise anyone who's involved in UFS who's interested in addressing this to bring it up there, because then we can pass resolutions based on it.
Why don't mention it? Great, thank you. Any other good and welfare? Okay, great. Well, then I guess it's 12:16, a little bit over, but that's okay. It's nice to have the first meeting, and I suppose the meeting is adjourned. I don't think we have to vote to adjourn. So all of you, it's great to see you again. Looking forward to the next meeting on November 9th. Thank you very much, and have a good day.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for help.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Bye.
he had the opportunity to say it, I suppose.
Right.